Yo, what's up, man? It's MicCheckM.I.A, man, checking in, letting y'all know to check out the MIA podcast, man. Voice of the city, man. If you from Hinesville and they get you on, man, you somebody. MicCheckM.I.A, I'm out.
And we back, man. This is your boy Conrad. This is MicCheckM.I.A, and we got a special guest today. We got Coach Ricardo Rivera Sr. I'm about to say Junior, man. Senior, man. Everybody going by them acronyms nowadays, man. That's a popular thing, man. The coach of Long County High School, Blue Tide. Go Blue Tide. My son went there.
That's right.
But yeah, man. So we glad to have you on the show, dog.
Appreciate you having me.
And we're gonna let Coach Ricardo Rivera Sr. tell his story. You know what I'm saying? We try to be professional. Let's go. So what's going on with you, man?
Man, first off, I'm glad to be back home. Back in the 912. Been in the Albany area, out in Mitchell County High School in Camilla. Was there 5 years coaching the varsity boys basketball and did some football as well. Had some success there, just kind of had some changes there as far as new athletic director coming in and kind of bringing his guys along. So it kind of, pushed me out the way, which was fine. So ended up taking me to Pelham High School where I was last year, where I ended up winning a region championship with the girls basketball team.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Just a blessing in disguise, that's all.
Yeah. So I mean, that was, so that was your first head coaching job out there?
At Mitchell County, yes, sir. So, I mean, it really just happened maybe like a week before school started. It was my first year. I'd been looking to be an assistant. And a week before school started, I got a call from the superintendent, and he was like, man, how you feel about being the head coach? And I was just like, I'm with it, whatever. And he was like, all right, well, congrats. And I was like,
already?
Yeah, so it kind of just happened just like that, So, our first year was a little rocky. I didn't get to have any preseason workouts with them, so it was just jump in. And so we ended up finishing like 9-16. The year prior, they had won like 7 games, 5 games, 4. So it was just a rough time. So first year, 9-16, and I'm one of those people where I try to pull something positive out of everything, and my positive pull was that out of the 16 losses, 12 of them were 7 or less points. So that was big, being that I didn't even get to touch all preseason. We just jumped in rolling in October. So second year came, we had preseason workouts, summer workouts, open runs, anything I could think of. And we ended up going 19-6. First time they had been ranked top 10 in like over 15 years. Made it to the Sweet 16, where we lost to Calhoun County. I think they ended up winning state. They went like 32-0 that year. So, I mean, it wasn't like we lost to just anybody, but it was building. And the following year was the COVID year. It was real rough. I think we only played like a total of 7 regular season games. All spread out. Yeah, it was real struggle. Then we get to the state playoffs. And every team we played 20-plus games that year, except us.
Yeah, they were still playing.
So we ended up getting put out Elite 8, if I'm not mistaken. Lost by 3. And it was kind of just one of those things where, we didn't really have no time to play with each other. Every week or two, they were sending us home for 2 weeks. And like, no, it's another COVID, go home. So that was rough. And then, my final year at Mitchell, we finished off 21-6. And again, lost to a team that went to the state championship, and they ended up losing by a buzzer beater to Drew Charter. So, another great season. I want to say I signed at least one player every year. Signed my first Division I player, which was Derek Harris Jr., Manny Harris, who's a point guard at Georgia Southern University.
Okay.
So he's entering his sophomore season there. And then, like I said, new AD came, some changes happened, and ended up at Pelham High School last year, coaching girls basketball and middle school girls basketball.
How was that? Like, was that different going from guys to
man,
girls?
it was like a culture shock. so it was a huge difference going from just having strictly varsity boys. Same guys that I had when I first got there were the guys that I graduated, and then jumping into middle school girls and varsity girls from the biggest rival in the area, basically. So, you know, everybody accepted me with open arms. Girls hit the floor rolling, and we ended up winning the region. So that was big for me too. I got my first championship with coaching girls basketball.
Now Pelham usually has a pretty competitive program.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So going to Pelham, coming from Mitchell, is like almost like you built the program and then.
And then had to go into one that was already rolling. Yeah. So it was, like I said, it was rough because it's a very heated rival, like to the extreme where my child ain't going there because I went to this school, so my child will never go to school there, and like that's how heated it was.
Because it's in the Atlanta area, right?
Albany area.
Oh, Pelham is?
Yeah.
I never really knew.
Pelham and Mitchell County are 10-15 minutes apart.
Oh, so they the rivalry.
Yes, so they're in the same county. Pelham is just a city school, but it's inside of Mitchell County. So everybody's related here and there, left and right, and it's just a giant rivalry.
I used to hear about Pelham a lot. I didn't know they was in that area because that used to be a strong basketball area when I was in high school. Like it was crazy. Some of the best players I seen in Georgia, period, was coming from that area over there, man. Like,
it definitely has some talent all in that area, especially Albany being right there beside them. So
that whole little corner right there.
Yep.
So how did you, like, once you started coaching, man, how did you feel like, because you did play pro for a little while overseas.
Yes, sir.
How do you think that, you know, saying that experience might have translated to the coaching or, you know, saying some college, you know, saying and all that?
I think it was like the role I had to play, even from high school and middle school on up to college and pro. I was never the guy on the team. I was always make sure you do it right, do your job, and we'll be fine. Hold my teammates accountable. I didn't mind getting on to my teammates, whether they were my best friends or whether they was the guys overseas that couldn't understand anything I was saying. Like, they knew I meant business. And I was always told, like, you can't tell somebody what to do and you ain't handling your business. So, you know, I made it my business to make sure I was where I was supposed to be on time or early, try to be the first one there, last one to leave, make sure everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing, first one to finish, running, whatever, know the plays, know where everybody else is supposed to be, because I was the point guard. But again, it was never hard for me to play like behind anybody or in anybody's shadow. It was just play to win. No matter how much I scored or what I did on offense, just play to win, whatever it takes until that horn went off. So going into coaching, I really just tried to make my players understand, like, yeah, everybody has a role, but if everybody can do their job, especially on the defensive end, we won't have nothing to worry about. Everybody will eat. So like I said, as the time went along when I was at Mitchell, those guys had been around me so long. I had been taking them home, picking them up from school. We would go out to eat. We had lock-ins in the gym, like anything I could think of to let them understand, like, we're the family. So
we got to be together.
Got to. And it worked. So then they started playing that way, and it started showing. We started winning more games. Games started getting close. Nobody was fussing with each other. We were ready to dig. All right, it's all right. We're going to be all right. Let's do this. You know, and it started rubbing off on them where stuff I did in high school, my coach might have been like, hey, let's run this. And I'd be like, nah, I know it's going to work for my team because I'm with them all the time. And I seen it happen for us. You know, I was just like, dang, like, I get it now. So it was pretty cool. I'm glad it translated that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess I had been prepared for it and didn't even know it.
Yeah, you had that understanding.
Right.
So when you seen your players like Coach, you know, saying, hold on.
Yeah.
Then it was like, all right, respect, man.
Yeah.
Especially if it worked, then it was like, you paying attention. All
yeah.
right,
I got you.
So I know that had to be pretty cool as a coach to have, you know, your players that, like you said, you know, you got them to start getting along and stuff like that. Actually take initiative.
Right.
In game.
In game.
You know,
in game.
That's a tough one for most coaches.
Yeah. it was. I think it was a little easier. I was real young. I was 28 years old, 27, and kids kind of gravitated to me as like a older brother. Me being from Ludwig, growing up the way I grew up, we could relate to each other. You know, if they had real life situations going on, they knew they could talk to me or tell me anything, and you know, I wouldn't go share it with the next person. I would, let's try to find a solution together. Whether it means let's go talk to your parent, let's go talk to this teacher. You might need to come stay with me, you know, and my people for a little while. You know, whatever it took. Then I mean, I was willing to do.
Yeah, they're trying to, you know, make life comfortable for them, and then have them follow through with some success.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I'm saying, fast forwarding from, you know what I'm saying, from those coaching experiences, now you returning to your high school alma mater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just the thought process when you realized you was coming to your alma mater to be a coach.
Man, I never thought I was gonna come back this early. Yeah. I always told myself, my teachers, I was like, I'll be back one day. I was like, it's gonna be like retirement though. Like that's when I'll be back home. I'm gonna go play, go play overseas. I'm gonna go do this, train here, and everything else, and then I'll come back home when I'm ready to chill. And like some stuff happened. Like I said, the AD came in, washed us out. You know, people were like, you know, how they you know, move you out. Y'all just won 21 games. I was like, I don't know.
He came in with his staff already.
Yeah.
And you know, you have
and it happens.
Yeah, it happens. It's funny though, you know, usually you see that with football coaches more than basketball coaches, but I guess
he brought in the football, basketball.
He brought in everything.
Yeah.
See, they was on the takeover then. Yeah. They was on the takeover.
And you know, I understand. I understand the politics. I understand business. You know, looking out for your people. My thing is how you do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So how they handled that transition of getting me out was what I didn't like.
Yeah, but it raises a conversation for me because I remember once upon a time I met some coaches that were former AAU coaches, and they were all coaching. I'm not even going to disclose the school name, but they was all coaching at this specific school, and I'm trying to think if they were just on our schedule for Long County or what, but I believe we was 3A. I believe they was a 4A school at the time. Might be 5 now, but I remember talking to the coach, and he was telling me, you know, yeah, man, we all used to be AAU coaches, but before he told me that, he told me he ain't like AAU. Yeah. He liked to keep all his players here. So it like raised a conversation for me that was like, you know, high school is turning into a certain form of AAU where the programs can change and flip, and it's a whole staff of people going to go
any
flip.
given moment.
Yeah. And it's like that because I see that at AAU. Like you see a guy playing for this, coaching for this program, and then him and another guy might go and they take their whole team, and they take their coaching staff and everything. They go to this other sponsored program. So it's kind of like that. Like now you see that in high school where, you know, ADs are coming in and I already got this coaching staff. They got a tradition. They got talent over there. Man, let's leave. Yeah, I'm over here.
Let's go over here.
Let's go grab this talent over here. You know what I'm saying? Because the job been done. You did the job already.
Right. Yep.
And not to, you know what I'm saying, hog the scene right quick.
Nah, you're fine.
I hate that. I hate that, man, because I was that AAU coach that build kids, and then they go talk to the parents and go do all that. And now I done built them and got past everything, and we winning.
Yep.
And then you come in and you like, nah, man, he a good guy and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that I just see that translation, man. Do you see that kind of translation?
I see it every now and then. It's one of them things where it's like you see it, but then it's like, it won't happen to me. And then there you go, boom. It's like, hey, Coach Rick, come to the office. And I'm like, oh man, like it was a real deal. And again, it caught me off guard, man. We won 21 games. You know, stuff that hadn't been done at the school in over 10 years, 12 years. And it was bringing the culture back. Football was winning. Basketball was winning. Track had started getting, you know, everything had just started rolling. And it was like, boom, change right now.
Yeah.
Everything. So it was, it was rough. It was rough. I will say that. Like, it's one of the things, like I said, you know, business is business. It's just like you would want somebody to handle it more professionally. Yeah. So it was just one thing, you know, just took it on the chest and go on about my business.
Yeah.
Still keep in touch with those kids. So that, you know, that's my biggest thing. My relationship with the kids and making sure that they straight. So even when I left, you know, they still reach out, hey coach, well, we playing here. And like as much as it ate me up to go watch them play, you know, with a whole new coaching staff and all this and that, and it's like still my kids. You know, at that point it ain't even about me no more.
Don't worry, they was looking up there in the stand.
Oh yeah. After the games, they was rushing over there. So you know, it's a good feeling. So at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, you know, like, you know, I know you well, man, and coming from an athletic background, man. Do you still compete?
I do. I still compete. Shout out to Jaquez and the Golden League.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I play in that league. I've been doing it probably like the past 3 summers. Been trying to work some stuff out with some people. We're trying to make it a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Hopefully next year. Me and him work together. He's got some of my high school kids that's on his team as well. So we definitely trying to do some things. I just played a couple weeks ago in the Battle of the South in Albany. Me and a couple guys here from Savannah. We went on down there and played with a couple of my guys from Albany, and we ended up winning it. So that, you know, I try to stay young. I'm only 32, but you know, I feel it sometimes. You know, they say them overseas courts, they put a little extra miles on your body, being all that concrete on there. But I like to get out there and go. So
yeah, that's good, man. That's good. I mean, you know, I remember when I was coaching with a guy, and he said, "Man, I hate to see coaches get on the floor with the players." I'm like, man, that's how I grew up. I was like, man,
I still get out there with my boys.
I grew up. I mean, when I went to Bradwell, Coach Price, you know, Coach Warner, you know what I'm saying? God bless his dead. Coach Moody. Them guys got out there and tore us up, man.
Yeah. And you know, it's same with me. When, you know, Coach Brock was my high school coach. I had Altman, who was at Metter. He was my middle school coach. They did the same thing. Get out there. Oh, you ain't do that right. You're supposed to do it like this. You're supposed to run the play like this. Even when I got to college, Michael Chaney, same way. Hey, get off. Let me show you how. Hey, run this, man. And I used to think it was so funny, but at the same time, I was like, let me see what he's doing so I could do it. That way I don't be that person that he snatch off. Because, I mean, not selfish, but I ain't like to come out the game, which is that's why I wanted to make sure I did all the running I needed to run so I don't get tired or I get a second wind fast. I hated to come out the game, and it was because of stuff like that. Like, let me make sure I'm doing the little stuff. And I mean, even now, that's what I teach: the diving on the floor, the boxing out, just little stuff, communication, little things in basketball that'll help you win. And you learn it from coaches like that. They get out there and show you how to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm appreciative of that.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. What's up? So, you know, being in Long County, you know, it's you know, it's a basketball community to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they have football. Football is doing well right now. Shouts out to my little man out there, the running back. You know what I'm saying? But they doing well with football right now. But I always felt like it was a basketball school and stuff like that. But you know, now you in a rebuilding situation and stuff like that. and the community is also growing.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
growing, changing. Talking about growing, we had our first day of pre-planning today, and I think as of today, we got over 1,300 kids enrolled at the high school.
So
I think
y'all
they
gonna have
said
to go up.
yeah. So we just added a new wing on the back of the high school. They finishing that up this week. Man, we had there's 270 seniors right now, which is almost triple, quadruple of what I had. I graduated with 98 kids. So they're at 270, and then every grade after, so 11th, 10th, and 9th graders have at least 350. So this is their smallest group right now with that 270 seniors, and then everything else is 300. Yeah. My son's at the elementary school in the 2nd grade, and his school has almost 1,000 kids in it. And that's just kindergarten through 2nd grade. So, like you said, it's growing tremendously. Long County, Ludowici is it's on the come up. A lot of military move in. A lot of hometown people, their kids are, having kids, and everybody's staying homegrown. So we're getting all that excess people. And I like it for us. I like it. I enjoy it. Enjoy going home. You see all these brand new houses and neighborhoods and different businesses where when I was growing up, it was just trees. Yeah. It was trees, Highway 84, and the back road on Elam Church Road. And I mean, that was it. We still got our one little stoplight. I don't think that'll ever change, but other than that, it's growing. So it's good though. I like it.
And with a league like what you mentioned earlier, Go to League is just helping to build that idea of, saying I'm basketball, like a basketball town type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what's up. So are you looking to, I know as a high school coach, you can't really get too into AAU or nothing like that. But far as like training camps and stuff like that, that's something that you looking to kind of build?
Yeah, I've talked. So on the side, I do camps with College Hoop Connects out of Atlanta area with Coach Chris Cameron and Tony Lamar and Mike Young and Dana King, who's from Bradwell. We've been doing a lot of work together.
Yeah.
And,
him and Chris was coaching somewhere together one time.
Yes, they were at Albany State, and then Chris Cameron was at Albany State, and then went to Clark, Atlanta with Tony. So then that's when they took them ideas together and came up with College Hoop Connects. So me and Dana was talking the other day, in which Dana's working with the Hawks organization now, where we're trying to work together and bring something down this way. And again, with me being with College Hoop Connects, we've been talking and trying to see, what we can do to get the Hawks organization to come down here and help me with some camps, since I work with them, going up there. Okay. So it's just a work in progress. Nothing in stone yet. I do plan on having a camp of my own in Ludowici, which I think, again, it'd just be big for our area, our community. We got our 2 NFL guys, and Tariq and Jamin, shout out to them. Had a baseball guy go to the league, Dusty McGowan. So, maybe we'll get an NBA guy. I went overseas. It's still pro. I said, but, I want to bring one up. Hopefully we get somebody to go to the NBA. So
yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. There's got to be that. I guess almost like how I tell people. Somebody was asking me about Jordan one time. Asked me about Davion. I was like, man, some people it's meant.
Yeah, meant to be.
Yeah, it's meant for them.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? They come up and that skill is there, and it blossoms to another level, and people recognize that skill. That grind is there.
Grind, yes, sir.
The coach that admires them is there as well. Like some people that didn't make it is because that coach didn't admire their game. Yeah. Maybe like he should have. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's right. He could have pushed them a little further, but it was somebody else whose game he admired. And coaches sometimes are right, and sometimes we're wrong, and sometimes
it happens.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes a guy just come along and it's like he undeniable. Like, man, let me get out the way.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me get out the way. So I mean, I don't foresee you being the guy to wait on that type of guy. Like you seem like the builder guy type.
Yeah, I don't mind. I love, you know, like people call it the scary hours. But if one of my players want to get in there, I don't care what time it is. You know, I think we've gotten to the point, me and my wife, if I get a phone call in the middle of the night and, you know, my boys want to get in the gym or something, she knows 9 times out of 10, I'm like, all right, babe, I'll be back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go let him in the gym.
Yeah.
That's what he want to do. And there's a reason why he wants to get in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if there anything like I was, that's how it was for me. It didn't matter what time of the day, night it was. Sometimes I just needed to go and relax or go and, you know, take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And that was my time to wind down in an empty gym. So, I mean, anytime, anybody wants to get better, whatever case may be, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's an escape. You know what I'm saying? I think basketball, like how they made that moniker, basketball is life. You know, I think it has a lot of value to life in it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's one of those things where you can go do and just be to yourself sometimes.
That's right.
You don't have to really be doing too much, just putting it up in the basket a little bit. So, I mean, you get that call a lot then.
I did. I definitely used to. Now, you know, I'm just getting home. So now it's been like, oh, you teach my baby, or you coach my baby. Or the kids come up and be like, oh, you went to school with my mom, or you went to school with my auntie, you went to school with my cousin. And then there's the phone call like, oh, well, let me know when you go to the gym the next time. Let me know when y'all go play pickup, or let me know, you know. And I'm just like, all right, you know, all right, let me get home first. Let me get myself settled. You know, we just getting here, so we still, you know, in the process of getting ourselves comfortable. But trust me, it's coming.
Okay. So I got a couple other questions for you. First of all, athletically, man, who was your biggest influence?
Athletically, my biggest influence was probably my uncle. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people do, that my uncle was Will Pettis.
Oh yeah.
Hall of Fame in Hinesville. He kind of played every sport just like I did: football, basketball, track.
Everything but baseball and soccer.
Yeah.
Probably could have played.
Probably could have. Went to the NFL, played with the Cowboys and the Falcons. Played arena football the longest. Probably is still the only person. Iron Man, what, 3 years straight. Nobody has done that. So that, I mean, him being in the house with me, going to practices with him, going to Bradwell every day, watching them work, watching them grind. I mean, I was a legit then, so just watching them hoop all the time, him and the guys, you know, just being around that every day, seeing how people gravitate to him. It made me want to do the same thing. So, you know, him being that, he's definitely the biggest athletic person that, you know, made me want to do it. You know, my thing was really football because of him. I picked up basketball a little later on in middle school, kind of just one of them things where everybody else was at basketball practice and I was going home. And that's where Altman came in. Coach Altman, that's at Middle, he came in and was like, you know, talked to Jimmy and then was like, hey, I need all the fast people in y'all grade. He loved the press. And they was like, well, you know, Rick, the fastest kid in the school, but he don't play no basketball. He just play football and baseball. Like, nah, he got to play. He got to play. I mean, he came to the house, came in, sat down with me and my mom. You know, it was like, I just wanted to play. My mom was working a lot, 2, 3 jobs. So it was rough. She was like, I don't know if I can get him there. You know, that's the thing. Can I get him there or get him home afterwards, you know, late hours, whatever. And he was like, well, I'll take him. So he came in, he started taking me home. I started liking basketball. I was the kid that he was just like, hey, don't let him touch it. Like, that's your only job. Don't let him touch the ball. So I'd just run around, chase him down, don't let him touch it. You know, that was my job. And then I remember we came across the team kind of the same as us, like the pressure trap. Couldn't dribble with my left hand. So they pressed me, trapped me, going left every time. Well, I didn't touch the floor the rest of the season. So when that happened, me, you know, being a competitor, I went home and I lived with my left hand for the whole summer, whole off season, and just got better and got better. came back the next year, and anything I could do with my right, I could do with my left.
Yeah.
Pass, probably everything except shoot.
Yeah.
You know, pass, layup, dribble, whatever. And so we became like that. And then, you know, another opportunity came for him to better himself and his family. So he left. And then Brock came in. And then Brock kind of stepped in as like my father figure at the time. So again, my mom working so much, I was riding to school with Brock every day.
Yeah.
Riding back home with him every day. We get to school, it'd be about 6:30, and going to the gym and work out. It was just like, it wasn't no questioning.
Yeah.
So, you know, whatever he said, I had to do. And that's what I did for the longest. And that's kind of what got me through high school. And, you know, I had all these guys around me, Jimmy Bacon and Justin Boyd and Lazarus Bags and those guys like that. We all kind of grew up real close to where, shoot, we get to school at 6:30 and go meet at the court behind the middle school, play for like 30 minutes, run to class, sweaty, stink, be in class all day, have practice after school, and then go meet at the court again and play again. And all that did was build confidence. I mean, I knew where everybody was going to be with my eyes closed. We could run any play, and I mean, I knew who was going to go where, who was going to do what. And it just helped. It worked out for us in high school, especially. We won 2 out of 4 region championships on my 4 year in high school. Elite 8 3 times. Lost to the state champion 2 times. So it was just a lot that, you know, kind of just brought us there. Yeah. And again, helped us get through school. Where that leadership stuff came in that we talked about earlier. My guys trusted me so much that, you know, I had to make sure this person was at school on time. You can't be at school past a certain time, or you can't play. So I was the person to be like, hey, y'all at school, y'all on the way. You missed first block, you missed second. Like, you can't play, dog. Like, y'all got to get here. So I was always that person. But again, it helped us.
Kind of like the coach on the floor, basically.
Yeah. You know, those guys were, numbers-wise, their numbers were better than me. But then you could tell if I wasn't there, or if I wasn't at practice, or if I wasn't at school, like, things just didn't mesh well. So I was the glue of that group of our guys. I was that glue. And, you know, sometimes your best players, they don't take criticism or feedback well from other people. But for them, it was, you know, if I said something, they knew
it came from a good place.
It came from a good place, and he just trying to win. You know, so, you know, I appreciated that from them and from Brock letting me do that too. You know, some coaches don't want their players to say much.
True.
Just go out there and play. So it you know, again, I appreciated it.
No true leadership role. Like, you got a true leadership role with that.
I did, and it, you know, like I said, I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed it because it helped them, and then it helped me, you know, be successful with them. And you know,
that might have helped you with coaching too, that accountability. Like,
I think it did. It was just, you know, I'm just in a different seat, that's all.
So my next question was like, who do you think was probably your greatest influence when it came to coaching?
So I would say when it came to like relationship building, which is big in coaching, probably Coach Brock. Definitely Coach Brock. And then when it came to like the ins and outs, X's and O's, professional part of the game, it was Michael Chaney, who was my coach at Voorhees. Now he's at University of Auburn, Montgomery, D2. He prepared me for that professional level. As far as my game goes, he was real stern. What he says goes. If you do it his way, it's 9 times out of 10 gonna work. If you veer outside the lines, you're gonna crash. That's just how he was. And then my JUCO coach, if I back up, Scott Moe, who's still the head coach at Middle Georgia, it was a JUCO at the time. I was there. Now it's a 4 year, but he probably mentally prepared me for probably anything. I ended up transferring there after I got kicked off the football team at Savannah State. I was trying to find my way, figure out what I was going to do. Mom was like, you can't come home. I tell you that. Like you messed that up. You lost that scholarship. Like figure it out, or you go to the military. And I was like, I ain't going to no military. So you know, I ended up going to JUCO. Made some calls, and a guy named Jamie Brooks, who was the assistant, he actually had to come to Savannah State and had a one-on-one conversation with the interim football coach about releasing my paperwork. They wouldn't release me. Yeah, so it was hard for me because I was almost stuck, like being a regular student, and I didn't know how to handle that. I'd never been a regular student. So shout out to Brooks. He came and popped up, came and got me. And the crazy thing is, he was gone from Middle Georgia that following week. Like they released him that following week. So I had been hit again, like what I'm finna do. Like this man brought me here. He's the only reason I came here. And then Scott Moe, when I tell you, man, he was on me. Excuse my French. He was on my ass every day for 2 years. Every day. Like, man, I'm finna send you back to Ludowici. Why you come here? Why he bring you here? Every single day. 4 o'clock in the morning workout. That's the first thing I heard. Damn, you showed up again. Like, I'm hoping you was gonna go home. I'm hoping you was gonna quit. Like every day. I knew I should have been starting in my mind. Me and my teammates, you know, it happens. And he'd be like, nah. He'd be looking down the bench, look right over you. The assistant be like, hey. Man, so he finally put me in. Spark, you know, that was just me. I was always a burst of energy, and you know, we had our good ins and outs. And then the second year came, kind of the same thing. You came back again, and I'm just like, like I'm here to stay. Like I know how you rock now. Like it's all right. There'd be times where he make me run for my teammates, you know, just battle testing me, seeing if I really wanted to do that. Excuse me. So you know, I appreciate him. Both my assistants that I had at Middle Georgia, they were probably, again, huge pieces of why I ended up staying. Because there was times where I wanted to fight Coach Mo just because I'm like, man, he disrespecting me. Like, talking about he go send me back to Ludowici. He'll never sign anybody else from Ludowici and all this and that. So,
and most kids would have quit.
Most kids would have quit. Quit. And a lot of people didn't know why I stayed. A lot of people didn't know that it was going on. It was just one of the things, like it happened in the gym. I let it stay there. And I never took it out the gym with me. I just show up the next day and like nothing happened. Hey, what's up, coach? Like you go see me today. Like it is what it is. So again, appreciate that. Had again my 2 assistants, Coach Denard, who's the head coach at Brooks County High School now, and Lord, excuse me, I forgot my other assistant name. He gonna beat me up, but he's over Fellowship of Christian Athletes in Charleston.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to him. I'll think of your name later, Coach. But yeah, you know, they helped me. I had to grow up when I was at Middle Georgia. Like I said, I didn't handle my business playing football at Savannah. I thought I was the man and wasn't going to class or just trying to party. And I was going to everything football.
HBCU life, man.
HBCU. I was doing everything football and every party that was going on. I made sure I was there, and then I wasn't going to class. And then it came back to bite me, you know. So I ended up losing that scholarship, and then I was given another chance, thank God. And that happened. That JUCO happened. Me and Coach Chaney at Voorhees so close, he signed me over the phone. Was playing pickup at Middle Georgia after the season, after both seasons. Had a guy named Garland MacArthur come in. We hooping, and he's like, "Where you going next year, dog?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what I'm finna do." He was like, "All right." Called Coach Chaney. He was like, "Hey, I got a point guard." Chaney was like, "Hey, you think he could play for me?" Like, everybody can't play for me. Like, you think he could play for me? You calling me talking about you got a point guard. And he was like, "Man, I'm serious, coach." Like, he's like, "All right, tell him he signed." Yeah.
Dang, that just like his word meant something.
Garland was 2-time Player of the Year, NAIA, from Voorhees. He's from Eastman. So, I mean, what he said goes. He was the man. And sure enough, that's how I got it. I mean, I went that weekend just to go pay my respects to him. And he was like, "You want to play pickup with them? They finna play in a little bit." We played, and he was like, "Yeah, I did the right thing," and that was that. Led me to go overseas. It was rough, you know. I ended up. It was a rough time down here, especially. One of my best friends had got in some trouble, had to go to prison. Another one of my best friends that got killed, all in the same year. So I graduated college, and I called my mom and was like, "Look, I ain't coming home. Like, I don't even want to come home to that."
Yeah.
And shout out to my wife, Ebony. I called her and her parents, and I was like, "Can I come up there with y'all?" And they were in Texas at the time. And her mom was like, "Yeah, you know, that's fine. You know, whatever you need, whatever you need, let us know." So, and they put me on the plane like the day after I finished class. She put me on the plane. I went to Texas, and I didn't come home probably for like a good year and a half, 2 years. So it was just rough, man. You know, I'm always used to being around my friends when I come home. We always hang out at the park or go back to the court where we grew up at, and we just chill. And I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, no offense, Mom, Grandma, nah, I just don't want to come home. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's just too much. So, you know, I appreciated them for that. Went up there and played men's leagues up there. Ended up playing in what they have, the FedEx tournament every summer. A bunch of pros play there, and I ended up having a good tournament. I played, and an agent pulled me out the stands. It got my information, and I was overseas like the next month and a half. I was gone overseas. So, you know, I said everything worked out for a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Seemed like stuff was kind of like falling into place for you as you went. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, a little uncertainty in there, but it was like, well, shoot, man, I'm just out here competing.
Yeah.
And being a competitive guy that you are, people was recognizing that nature and, you know what I'm saying, recognizing your ability all at the same time. So that's what's up. Like, stuff was falling into place.
Yeah, it worked out. You know, they always say, you know, God will put you through them battles and all them tests just to see if you're ready for that glory He finna give you. And you know, I believed in that. I believed in it. Every time something bad happened, I used to be like, something coming. So I don't know when, I don't know what it is. I said, but something coming. So you know, I ain't tripping. You know, it's bad right now, but you know, them troubles don't last always.
Yeah, man. You kept good faith. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. So now, coaching, high school, trying to rebuild a program, I would say. I'm not real sure. I know they've been going to like region championships and stuff like that.
So they lost last year in the Elite Eight in double overtime by a buzzer beater. So they've been Elite Eight the last 2-3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So keep getting there and can't get over that Elite Eight hump. So me and Coach talked about it. I just want to be the help to you and the team. Let's get over the hump together. So that's our goal, is to get over that hump. We're in a real tough region. All the Savannah schools in our region.
Tougher.
It's tough. Yeah. It's very tough region.
They thought it was tough when it was Davion and Jalen Williams.
Yeah. That was one team.
Yeah.
So now it's every night. You know, it's any given night. You got Johnson, you got Savannah Christian, you got Calvary, you got Beach, Groves, and any given night. It could be anybody's night. Everybody plays hard. Savannah's full of talent, clearly, you know, and it's just any given night. Just those little things is what's gonna matter the most, especially with us being small. Yeah. So, but I got faith in my boys.
Yeah, that was y'all kind of young too, right?
Yeah. So I mean, we got 3 seniors this year, which is probably the most we've had, Long County has had in a while. So 3 seniors, and then, but after that is 2 juniors that are the quote unquote big guys, and then everything else is 9th and 10th graders. So it's gonna be good. 9th and 10th graders just gonna have to grow up fast. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, especially if that's where your numbers at.
Yeah, they just gonna have to grow up, and that's what we've been preparing them all summer. Take them to every camp we go to. Got a couple young guys that's been playing some good varsity minutes, and we're gonna have to rely on them, and they just gonna have to be ready.
Okay, what's up? Tone, I know you usually have a question. I don't know if you have one.
You mentioned your overseas experience.
playing the pro season.
Yes, sir.
I noticed you got some hardware on your right hand. Is that where it came from?
Nah, this actually came from college with Coach Chaney.
Okay.
My first year at Voorhees, man. Like I said, that year I got signed over the phone. I think Voorhees had won like 8 games, 7 games. Like it had been rough. And then I came in. We had a couple more transfers, and then he had his key guys that had been there the past couple of years. And it was one of the things. It was like, do it his way or get gone. And we did just about everything that a coach could ever ask. Like we was in the gym 24/7. There's nothing to do in Denmark, South Carolina. First off, so the fact that we had 24/7 access to the gym, somebody would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, dog, let's go get some shots up." Man, Coach Chaney was real old school. If he say practice at 5, practice really at 4:45. So like if he walk in the door and somebody's not there, like finna be there all day, basically. We had Hell Month. Like a lot of teams do Hell Week, prepare you for the season. We had to come in the whole month of July. Like from the 5th, July the 5th. It gave us up to the 4th, July the 5th, you had to be there. If you didn't show up to Hell Month, you couldn't even try out. I think the end of Hell Month was 5-mile test. And that was week 1.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, again, that was one of them things. So he got us this. He got us one. And it was one of them seasons like a movie ending. We were on and off in the beginning. End of the season came. He ended up kicking off like 2 guys around Christmas time that just was for themselves. Right. And he kept telling them like, man, if y'all don't buy in, like I'm gonna have a Christmas present. And that was his thing, a Christmas present. Christmas came, we had 2 new transfers, and he was like, hey, I'll holler at y'all. Figure it out. Like I warned you. Yeah. And that was that. And then from then on, right after Christmas, man, we won 18 games straight. Wow. We won the championship. We beat the home team in West Virginia. It was rough. The school didn't want to pay for us to go down there. Damn. So, wow. Coach had played in the league for a little while, played overseas. He had to make some phone calls. They got us a bus. Our original school, the guy that drove us all the school games, he went off on the people at the school and was like, I'm driving my guys. I don't care what bus they get. Whatever bus they get, I'm driving it. You ain't even got to pay me. I'm taking my boys and my kids too. Mr. Hart, shout out Mr. Hart. So Mr. Hart, he told us straight up, we going. So Chaney, Hart, whoever else they had, and they put it together. They got us a bus, man. We had to drive from Denmark, South Carolina to West Virginia. Got there, it was snowing. It was cold, man. So, it was different. It was needed, though. It was one of those things. So, and same thing with the rings. School didn't want to pay for our rings.
Wow, school? Wow.
Yeah. I hate to put them on blast like that, but yeah. Yeah. So, he made that happen.
That is a movie ending.
Yeah. So it worked out, man. And, those guys I was on the team with, we all of us, just like this. Every last one of us. To this day.
Wow. You had to be in that situation. Yeah. School don't want to pay for you to go and then you win. And
yeah, we winning. We bringing the money because they didn't have football at the school. Right. So we bringing in money. We bringing in athletes. We bringing in people. Homecoming, the whole area is packed. They come to watch us play, and there's no love.
So, what's the name of school?
Voorhees College. Now they Voorhees University, though. Yeah. They Voorhees
University.
It up. Yeah, they got a little upgrade. Shout out to them too. I ain't gonna hate on them.
It up.
But yeah, so that was that. I didn't get a chance to win the championship overseas. I definitely enjoyed myself there. My mother is actually from Colombia, which is where I played. I played as a native there. So that was real cool, I got to see some of my family that I never got to see. They got to watch me play. So that was always great. I got to play in DR for like 2 months. That was amazing. I was really just back and forth different cities in Colombia. But that was amazing for me. I had an opportunity to play with the national team. Kind of just didn't work out. You know, I played with them for like 2 weeks through the pre-trial stuff. We played against Dominican Republic national team, and then 2 weeks came up, and they basically told me like, you ain't scoring enough. Wow. Yeah, he told me I wasn't scoring enough. I was like, all right, like I ain't know what to tell him. Like I'm killing him, man. I'm killing him, but all right. But it is what it was, a good experience. I loved it. I enjoyed myself tremendously.
I know one thing Freddie Miss Wayne told me when he was playing like in South America, they kind of like look at Americans as like you coming to take over.
Yeah, like you got to be ready to go.
Yeah, I
got off the plane. I always tell my players this story just about life. I'm like, we got off the plane, me and another kid. He was like 6'10", 6'11". We had to play that same night. We just off the plane, jet lag. They don't care. Like, you supposed to be ready. You're American, whatever. They don't care. Get off and play. We get off. They literally drive us from the airport to the stadium, and we play in like an hour and a half. Big man don't do too well. Over there, we played 2 nights back to back. So we played the next night. Didn't do too well. So that was a Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. We had practice Monday, and they had another big man fly in that same day, and they sent them home. Wow. Straight business. So from like, and I didn't play bad, but from then on, it was just like, I'm gonna make sure like I never have a bad night, at least not 2 in a row. Right. And again, that's where those little stuff come in. Like, yeah, I might didn't score that much tonight, but my man didn't score. I dove on the floor, blah blah blah. The crowd loves me, and that's where your money's coming from. You know, my parents are from. You know, my mom is from there. So hey, I'm okay if I have one bad day. You can't afford that. So that was an eye opener for me. Like that's real business. Business is business. And money talk. You know, they spending all that money on us, and you don't show up, and we lose because you only had 2 points, and you 6'10", 6'11". Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah, you got to
go. Next man up. So
it's cutthroat.
Yeah, so it's real deal. Right. But again, I mean, you doing what you're supposed to be doing, they love you to death. They love you to death. So I enjoy that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know that was an experience.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Especially to meet your family that you probably would never have met.
Right. Yeah. And then, you know, I had been to Colombia a couple of times when I was younger. My mom used to like to go out there, which my mom and my grandma still go and visit and, you know, try to help our family out. But like being there for that amount of time, and like you run into people and they'd be like, oh, ain't you such and such son? Or yeah, how you know? And like, oh well, that's my aunt. And I'd be like, oh, dang. So now I get to meet a whole new cousin. Right. You know, so all that was great. And then you have the fans that are like, when they call our name, they call my name, they say I'm Colombian, which I am. Right. So then the fans are like, but you don't even speak Spanish.
I was about to say, did you ever learn Spanish in your household?
So my mom is from Colombia, my dad is from Puerto Rico, and everybody think it's so wild that I don't speak Spanish. Right. See, but where my mom is from in Colombia, in the San Andres Islands, they don't speak a lot of Spanish. Okay. They speak Patois, which is similar to what Jamaicans speak. So there's not a lot of Spanish being spoken there. Okay. That's where I was always at. So I didn't learn Spanish like that.
Did you pick up the Patois?
I picked it up a little bit, you know, even the Spanish. You be over there for so long, you start picking it up, and it starts to come back to me, like hearing them talk it. But as far as like just keeping it going, never. Never.
Especially growing up in the South.
Where, I'm growing up here.
What up, Bo?
Yeah. Half the folks don't even know that I'm Hispanic. So it'd be funny when I get to tell. And then same thing with my mom. They see my mom like, you know, she's just black. Yeah. My mom get to talking, they be like, hey, hold on. But my grandma, she still has a heavy accent. Yeah. So it's funny. It's funny to tell them stories.
Yeah, I mean, that's because being from Florida, you see that, like, you know, I guess Latin culture, And a lot of people think when they say Latin, they want to see, you know what I'm saying, the prototypical, I guess, really like
real Hispanic.
J-Lo looking. But that's not true.
It's not always like that.
Yeah, and it's true, but it's not true like that. Like when you get to Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Colombia,
they look like everybody.
Yeah,
look like it. And I got people in my family, they as white as a t-shirt and as black as a chair.
Yeah.
And everybody in between.
Yeah.
They got some with green and blue and brown eyes. They all, it's all across. And they be my first and second cousins, like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's funny though. It's funny because I, you know, especially my students and stuff, they be like, man, nah, you know Hispanic, bro. And I be like, bro, you think because I talk like this, I'm not Hispanic, you know. So then you got to start showing them everything and proving them this and that. So it's a combo starter for my students in the beginning of the year. So that's always cool.
Well, that's what's up, man. Hey, is it anything you want our guests to know about up and coming season, or any way a player could probably get in touch with you if they want to work out? You know what I'm saying, like your Twitter handles, whatever you might have going on, camps, anything.
I do post a lot of stuff on my Instagram, which is Coach Fox with 2X, Coach Fox 01. Look, I done forgot my Twitter handle that fast. My Twitter handle is Fox Uno and the number 1. Again, Fox with 2X, Uno, UNO and the number 1. And then that's really about it. That's about all I use. Facebook is more so for my family and friends. I don't think I have any space to add people on Facebook anyway. I think I'm at 5,000. Yeah, I'm maxed out. Man, be on the lookout for some camps. I'm all anything that kids, whether you're in the area or not, if y'all need some help, post it, tag me. I'm going to repost it. I'm going to retweet it. I'm always here for the kids. Don't have to just be from Long County. I'm not that type of person. And I will be having some training sessions coming up soon. Haven't locked down the gym just yet. Have to get those rules and bylaws in order first, as far as being the assistant coach and training. But be on the lookout. Yeah. But I'm glad to be back home. Long County, Ludowici, Hinesville, Savannah. I call all of this my family.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
We go way back.
I had to have you on here, man. You coming back, man, and what I'm saying, I was excited to see that myself, man. What I'm saying,
appreciate it.
Back through and spread that knowledge, that love for the game that you got, man. And,
right.
I like to see that. What I'm saying, we need a lot more young coaches, like even like Tucker when Tucker came through here for a little while. What I'm saying, I like seeing that. What I'm saying, seeing y'all guys do that and blossom as coaches, man. Yeah. I really like to see that.
I just wanted to give back, stuff that was done to me, like you said earlier, man. Every kid might not have that person that feed into them, man. Hey, if I could be that person, even if it's just the one kid, I'm fine with that. I'm here to help whoever, whenever. As long as you're doing your part, I'll do mine, do my best to help you.
That's what's up, man. Well, make sure we get that Long County schedule, man.
I got you. Long County football, basketball, all of it. I'll make sure I have it out.
All right, that's a bet, man. Hey, it's your boy Conrad, man. This is MicCheckM.I.A. Hey, we was here with my boy Coach Rick.
Yeah, right.
Ricardo Rivera Sr. Make sure we do that, man. And my boy Tone always lurking in the back.
Yes, sir.
And that's how we do, man. And until next time, man, we'll see y'all later. All right.
Appreciate you. Shout out to my wife, Ebony, my boys, Jew, Ricardo Rivera Jr., and Santana. Love y'all.
All right, we out.